Good morning. First of all, let us praise the patience of the Allah Subhanahu wa Taala for the abundance of His grace and gift, so that this morning we can gather to attend the international webinar. We welcome, appreciate, and thank you for coming to fulfill our invitation to this international webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme of the webinar is Biodiversity Crisis and Innovation 4.0 in the Pandemic Era. We chosen the theme because it is
Okay, thank you. Honorable Head of Forest Resources Conservation and Ecotourism Department, Secretary of Department, Head of Division of Department of the Forest Resource Conservation and Ecotourism in Faculty of Forestry and Environment IPB University, distinguished resource persons, Professor Amel Borsi from Nanjing Forestry University, China, Bapak Dwi N. Adianto MA from Wildlife Conservation Society Indonesia Programs, Ibu Dr. Arsiana Sungkar from Department.
Trade is the main point, the main origin. Of course, it is something needed. We are omnivorous. We do need to eat meat, so that's why wildlife is. That's why we need to consume wildlife, and that's why it is traded. The next point, what that is the most important, is that there is an increase in habitat fragmentation. We are encroaching on the environment more and more, meaning that the interface between wildlife, humans, and domestic animals, which are usually the transition steps for viruses and pathogens, is increasing. The probability of being in contact with pathogens is increasing. And then when there's a conversion or fragmentation of the natural habitat, this further increase the habitat fragmentations. We may have some part of the habitats that are still used for wildlife in very broad terms, but that are not a natural environment anymore, and that's also increasing the risk of contact. And the
last speakers, last but not least, it's about ecotourism. So we have the fourth speaker is Ibu Sita Pratiwi, Valentina Sita Pratiwi. She is the owner and director and also chief guide for Magnificus Expedition based in Manokwari. But currently, she is in Quebec, Canada. And she is also working with an NGO in Papua. It's called Papua Konservasi dan Komunitas. She is the founder.
The first from Prof. Amel Borji. Okay, this year. Thank you, Prof. Amel, for your willingness to join this webinar. Okay, thank you. Second, from Mr. Dwi Adiasto. Okay, thank you, Mr. Dwi Adiasto, for your willingness to join in this webinar.